In this lecture, we'll learn how to add text. Under a new design, come up to the top, select Create Sketch, and choose any one of the default planes. In this case, I'm going to choose the XZ plane. If we come up to the top left, under our creation tools, we then have the tool here, Text. If we left click on that once, you'll see a toolbox pops up. And we have two options. Number one is text, which is just a text box essentially. And the other is text on a path. And I'll demonstrate both of these to you. But this is where we have some predefined geometry and our text will conform to the path of that geometry. So let's start with the text, or the text box as I call it. We left click once anywhere in the environment, bring out our text box, left click again. We then see we have some sample text in place already. We've got our toolbox here where we can control a number of variables about this text. I want to change this to Autodesk Fusion. And then moving down, we've got various fonts that we can work with. We'll change this, let's go for Arial, whether it's bold, AUIC, and we've got the option to change, well, it says height, but this is essentially the size. So if we change this to, let's say 15, you see much larger, and I'll leave that as 8 for the time being. And in terms of character spacing, this determines the spacing between each one of the letters. But if I increase that to, let's go for 20, okay, we can then see we've got some quite large spacing between those letters. These had a 0 default for now. We've also got the option to flip as well. So where required, we can flip on the vertical, okay, like so, or on the horizontal, like so. And then relating to the text box itself, we have various options for alignment, and we can align that to the left if we want that to be on the top here. You can adjust these how you need. It's very straightforward. We've also got the option here as well to change the angle. Hold down the left mouse button, we can adjust that, or you can manually input an angle that you need. Go ahead with 0. So let's look at text now on a path. But to demonstrate this, I'm going to draw in a center point arc. I'll start the center point of my arc here. Let's go and start the arc here. Bring that around like so. Let's come up to the Create tools. Select Text. And then in here, we just want to make sure that we've got Text on Path selected. And then first of all, we need to define the path which the text needs to be on. I'm going to select my arc in this case. And then our range of options pops up again. I'll type in Autodesk Inventor. Okay, and we can make any of the same adjustments that we covered with the text in a box. But here we need to flip the text. I want to flip on the vertical, that's correct. We've also got the option as well to input the text on the other side of our geometry as well. So to do this, we come under placement, and then we can put, well, in this case, above the path. And so we've got the text below the arc, or we can have it above. We've also got to go from here as well to fit to path. So Fusion here will take into account the length of this arc, and it will adjust the text spacing so that it fits from one point to the other. And this can be quite useful when we have a defined area in which we want our text to cover. But if I hit the checkbox here, we'll then see it's spaced out accordingly to cover the entire of that path. And again, at the bottom, we put the options for aligning. We're going to align it to the left of the path, either center or to the right. And so that's it for the text tool. Very straightforward, and we'll be using this more in the 3D modeling section, where we will begin to engrave and emboss 3D parts. I'll see you in the next lecture.